Hello, come close, watch this video. This is an eagle coming down on the clouds like a bird that is falling. We all know that a bird flies up and their wings are open. So whenever you see a bird on this position, it is a bird that has sustained an injury or a bird that is falling from the clouds. Now, this eagle went straight into the river, and after a while, it came out with results. It came out with something. It came out with the purpose why he fell or why he came down just like that. Now, do you know that a step back is not setback? Do you know that a step backward is not set backwards? And do you also realize that the downfall of a person does not equal death, which is the end of the person's life? Or the fact that you saw someone down today does not equal the end of that person's life? But unfortunately, the world has concluded on the otherwise. They have drawn the conclusion that a step back and a setback are the same. In other words, whenever they see anything that looks like as if there is a retrogression or a declination when it comes to progress, when it comes to the drive of a person, or when they see someone emaciating, when it comes to their physical look, they draw that conclusion that the person has actually fallen or something has gone wrong with this person. Or whenever they see what looks like a fall or a collapse in system, they draw the conclusion that that is the end of that person's life. But you see, step back is not setback. They are two different things. Now pay attention. I'll take my reading from the book of Micah chapter number 7 verse 8 to verses 10. The Bible said, "Rejoice not against me, O my enemy. When I fall, I will arise. When I sit in darkness, the Lord shall be a light unto me. I will bear the indignation of the Lord, because I have sinned against him, until he plead my cause and execute judgment for me. He will bring me forth to the light, and I will behold his righteousness." Verses 10. "Then she that is my enemy shall see it, and shame shall cover her, which said unto me, Where is the Lord thy God? My eyes shall behold her. Now shall she be trodden under as the mire of the street." Now, when you hear the word step back, what do we mean? Step back is an act of retreat for a considerable reason. An act of retreat where you have to deliberately, consciously, and purposefully take a break. When you decide to step backward, it means that you are taking a break from something. And this act is deliberate, either by the individual that is doing it or by a superior authority that the person is under. Step back occurs when you realize that you were not properly ready, you were not properly prepared, or you were not properly informed over this thing that you got yourself engaged in. When you later realize that you were not properly prepared or informed, you can take a step back in order for you to prepare, in order for you to put things together, put yourself together, and then go back and then win. People step back in order to work on themselves, resuscitate, prepared, re-equipped, and then get engaged in the activity. Sometimes God can cause a step back when you find out that you keep pushing on and you are not properly ready for what you are pursuing. He can cause you to step back so that you don't fall into danger, so that you don't fall into harm way, so that you don't collapse suddenly, because anything that happened to you as a child of God is directly or indirectly against God. So God will protect his name that is in your life. He will protect his own, and sometimes he can push you backward. A lot of people have complained, why is this thing not going? Why is this thing not working? Sometimes God is the one that is pushing you backward because he wants to work on your life before he can release you, before he can release the potential that you have. There is something in you right now that needs to be arrested, that needs to be worked upon, and that is the reason God can pull you backward. Now, in the athletic world, sometimes you see them take some step backward whenever they're about to jump. So whenever they step backward, it is so that they can articulate, they can prepare, and then jump further. They've gone to size where they're about to jump. They've gone to size the challenge. They know that the level of their preparation now and their level of closeness will not guarantee them the victory. So what they do is that they go backward with the intention to articulate and then jump further. Among the army, you have what they call retreats. To retreat simply means to pull back from battle when you realize that you were not properly prepared, or you realize that if you continue on this battle, you might likely fail, you might likely fall. So you might pull back, pull your armies backward, pull your soldiers backward, so that you can prepare better and then we engage in the battle and then win. This is what step back is. But when it comes to setback is an implication of defeat that happens only to those whom the world have drawn the conclusion that they cannot rise again. Because when it comes to God, there is nobody who have fallen that cannot be able to rise. That's why the Bible said in the book book of Micah, chapter number 7, from verses 8. Rejoice not against me, O my enemy. He said, if I fall, I will rise again. I don't know who I may be talking to. Maybe you have drawn the conclusion against yourself and against others that they have fallen, or that you are fallen, and that you may not be able to rise again. You've seen life pass by. Your age is increasing every now and then, and you're getting old. And then you've drawn this conclusion that you may not be able to rise again. God wants me to tell you that you will rise again. The Bible told us in the book of Proverbs that 7 times a righteous man fall, but he will surely rise again. You will rise from that defeat, from that financial meltdown, from that ministry breakdown, from whatever it is that you have been going through in life. You are going to rise again. I'm an example of what I preach. That's why I used to say I'm a living testimony. I am an example of the things that I preach. I want you to know that you will rise again. The God who didn't give up on my case is not going to give up on your life. You will surely rise from every form of fall. Now, what are the lessons that you need to learn? It's number 1, don't draw conclusion on yourself and others when you see a setback that they cannot be able to rise again. Now, when you saw that eagle coming down, one may draw the conclusion that this is a falling bird. It is a bird that has sustained an injury that it may not be able to recover from, and that's why it was falling. Meanwhile, the eagle was actually going for his goal. So went straight downward. As a matter of fact, the fall of that eagle was the best thing the eagle needed as at such a moment of time. The eagle went straight downward into the water and came out with something good. There is nothing that is impossible with God. Every fall can be walked upon, and anyone who are falling can be walked upon and can rise to become a giant again. Watch one of my messages that I titled as Giving Life to Dry Bone. It's on YouTube. Just say Giving Life to Dry Bones by Wisin, Odiase. Now, you will see in that message that these bones that were on the valley, they were actually army, but as at that moment they were dry as bone. It required words from God. It required life from God to come upon them, and then they rose up and became great army. So don't draw conclusion against anyone, or the fact that God has allowed you to have 1 or 2 success doesn't really determine the fact that others cannot be able to rise again, or others cannot have the same opportunity that you do, or others cannot rise to be better than you. Be humble. Don't draw conclusion against people. Lesson number 2, every fall is an opportunity to learn. The greatest fall is when you do not realize what made you to fall. When you fall, as long as you have life, you have breath, you have hope, it is important that you take the moment of your fall to think, to cast your mind at the reason why you fell, the reason why some of these things happen to you. The moment you fall down is God giving you that moment to withdraw you from people, to withdraw you from engaging in that activity, so that you take that time to think. If you ask the Lord about the reason why you fell, God will definitely show it to you. And when you discover the reason why you fell, then learn from it, walk upon it. So when you rise again, you don't fall with the same condition anymore. Falling is an opportunity to learn. Step back is an opportunity to learn. Learning from previous mistakes, learning from previous errors, so that this time as you re-engage, you come out better, you come out stronger. But 3 lesson, don't stay down. Rise again. One of the way to rise again is that you must prevent your heart from being broken, from being overwhelmed with the fact that you are falling. But the Bible said in Ecclesiastes chapter number 9 and verse 4, for to him that is joined together with all the living, have some hope. He said, for a living dog is better than a dead lion. Whenever you fall, one of the things you must do is that you must not allow that fall to keep you down. Get engaged with activity that keeps you alive. Get engaged with things that gives you hope, that keeps you alive. And the first thing I will encourage you to do is to seek God. The moment of your falling will be the moment where you seek God, where you meet with God, where you speak to God, where you interact and relate with God, and then life will surge through you from God. It will surge through your bones and every of your reins and every of your being, and then you pick up again and stand. Number 4 lesson to learn is that you make sure that your future counts. It's not just all about the fall or all about rising again. It is what you do after rising. I want you to understand that we live in a world where people don't mind their business. Many eyes are on you. The eyes of so many people. Those you know, those you don't know, they are on you. Especially in the social media world that we are living in, the eyes of so many are on you. So whenever you are saying, I'm rising up, I'm rising again, make sure that your rising counts. Make sure that your future counts. Produce results with your future. Engage in results. Don't get entangled again with the activity that brought you down. Don't get entangled with people who are not in your niche or who are not in your future. Engage with things that will cause you to rise and produce results, and the Lord will help you. I bless you in the name of Jesus. I pray that your future will be more fruitful than your beginning. It doesn't matter the level you are now. You may have said God have helped you, but God will help you more. You will not fall. You will not collapse. Your enemy will not have the last say of your life. God bless you.